We made history to get here. We have to make history again. Guardians. Guards ball, not enough. They fall 2-1. 4 stinking hits is all they could muster in the opener. And now it is win or go home later today at Carnegie in Ontario. First pitch, 108. And Tanner Bybee, good luck, kid. Season on the line. Anthony Lima. Andy Baskin is in for Kenny. We've got Owen, we've got Mitch, we got Matt Underwood. Who knows what kind of fun we have in store for a must win? Does it feel like must win? Is it sinking in that your season is on the line already today, day 2 of the playoffs?
Well, if you want to get historic like you did in the Open, I mean, then this is the way the wild card has always been played, right? One game and you're done. Look, they met up against the best pitcher in baseball yesterday, and they had to play perfect baseball to win, and they didn't. 3 costly mistakes, 2 unbelievably early. I know we'll debate some of the other things, but you know what? It's okay. Like, I'm not worried. And let the history of this, no one's ever come back. We've only done it once, right? Once. So, I mean, you got 4 games that went in favor of the team that had home field advantage before.
Owen had the numbers yesterday.
We've never had a team lose game 1 and win the series. They've only done 12 of these series.
12, that's what it is. Okay,
so it's only 10 of the 12 times it's been a 2-0 sweep, right? Only 2 times has it been to a game 3. We're going to have to go to a game 3 to win the series, obviously.
It's got to happen sometime.
But it's
so
also,
why can't it happen
this
today?
is only the 4th season of it. It's not
4th.
Like
feels like the first.
When we talk about baseball, we talk in these infinite numbers. They've been playing the game since 1876. They've only been doing this since 2022.
Well, the feeling during the game, I will admit, the feeling was that once you didn't get Jose Ramirez home in the 9th inning, he's sitting there on third, there are no outs, and then you have 2 of the worst at-bats you could ever imagine. It was a day full of awful at-bats, awful approaches, leading everybody to wonder about the lineup, and we'll get into all that, and we'll get into Jose Ramirez's decision to go on contact. All of that stuff, that's what breaking down baseball is all about. We're going to be second-guessing like no other. In the end, I think they had 1 ball managed to get to the outfield.
Manzardo, right?
That was it. Yeah. It was just ineptitude and Skubal. We were all hoping we were in his head. We were decidedly not in his head. He looked like Pedro Martinez.
Did you really think you were going to be in Skubal's head yesterday? There was no way.
That was the hope because of the circus of events that transpired last week. We had no business beating him last week. We had no business beating him the game before. I mean, how many hits have we mustered off this guy? What is his ERA?
It's
in the 4 appearances we've had against him.
.064.
It's
and we're 2-2 against him.
And we're 2-2 against him. He is Pedro Martinez. Like right now against us, and the hope was
Kalim Garcia. Who is Kalim Garcia?
Well, you remember how dominant he was against the Guardians. It's why I brought his name up yesterday.
Why can't we just sit here and respect the fact that Tarik Skubal is the best pitcher in baseball? This team did everything possible that they know how to do to win, and they came up short. They had to play perfect baseball against the perfect pitcher
in the first inning.
And there was no way Skubal wasn't coming back after last week, after knowing that he had an entire week to think about, why did I hike that ball between my legs? Yeah. Oh man, I feel bad about, hitting somebody in the face, and I showed my emotion, and that was the first time. I mean,
you're thinking logically.
Somebody.
You're thinking logically. Guards ball, what you just heard our manager reference. You really can't rely on that version of guards ball. You can't rely on no balls getting out of the infield and thinking you're going to win a game in the playoffs. You got lucky enough that you were able to do it before. I'm going to disagree
with you, man. I think that's the best time for it because that's how you're able to figure things out, except for when you're playing teams like the Yankees last year, right? Like, the Yankees are going to step to the plate and they're going to knock it out of the park every time.
They're a firepower team, yeah. You've got to match them at firepower, right? You don't have to do that with the Tigers. The Tigers aren't killing the ball.
No, not right now against us.
That's why
they did so in the first half of the season.
I am optimistic about today. Very optimistic about today.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask, and let's just get it out of the way. Let's dispense with the formalities. 216-474-0092. How are you feeling about today? Because again, it's another pregame show. We're basically, we're sitting here flailing away yesterday at Skubal, but obviously they switched their pitching staff. At least it looks like. Who's going today? Is it Mize instead of Flaherty? So
It's Mize, yeah.
It's a little bit of a shakeup. I think people thought it was going to be Flaherty, and we've got Bybee. So this was our ace, right? I know by the end of the year it was like, is it Bybee? Is it Gavin Williams? But you've got your best guy, the guy you're supposed to have the most confidence in, going on the mound at home today to keep the season going and to keep history in play.
You want to make you feel good about today?
You're feeling good about today.
Yeah, I feel good today because Jose Ramirez is 5 for 10 against this guy, Casey Mize, right? We've got guys again.
Well, today should be more of a normal game.
Neither one of these guys
right?
no one pitching is Skubal. That's the thing.
Yeah,
no one pitching is Skubal.
Yesterday was not normal. Yesterday, although it was very similar to the Red Sox-Yankees game, that was 3-1. I know the Cubs was 3-1. And then the Dodgers just waxed Cincinnati. They made it closer at the end, but they won 10-5. But yesterday in 3 of the games, it was very much bizarre October baseball where runs were very hard to come by. They were at a premium. You talked about having to play perfect. You don't have much of a margin for error anyway, this Guardians team, against these other lineups. Yeah. You had no margin for error yesterday, and yet you're sitting there in the 9th inning, a chance to win. So I do want to ask you, Jose Ramirez, it's very hard to ever complain about anything Jose does. I know we get some stragglers this time of year going, what about October? When is he going to come through in the playoffs? But yet he's sitting there on third base with no outs. Was there a Tigers fan that thought they were going to win the game when he was sitting there with no outs on third? I guarantee you, after what the Tigers have just witnessed over the last month, no Tigers fans, if they're being honest, thought they were going to win the game. This was our game to win at that point. What went wrong, Andy, when he's sitting on third with no outs?
Okay, first of all, he didn't get the at-bats that he needed to get him home. All you needed was a fly ball. I didn't feel real good about the 2 guys that stepped up to the plate.
No,
I'm not going to get mad at Jose Ramirez for going on contact. I'm sorry. Last week, you were really happy when he went on contact and scored. Everybody was happy when he left on contact.
It's the most aggressive base runner there really is.
Without a doubt, the most aggressive base runner that we have on this team. That's how we've won games before. And you know what? If anyone gets a pass, it's him. The guy deserves a statue outside that stadium now. Look at the records he's broke. I'm not going to get mad at our best player, the reason we're here, because he left on contact. I can't.
I want to hear baseball, guys, because I saw a lot of it yesterday on the timeline. I heard people calling, yesterday at the afternoon show. They were all over it. The guys that said, hey, in Little League, we teach you can't go on contact there. Not in that situation.
Baseball guys are not going to be upset by what he did.
Go ahead, Owen. Explain.
He did exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation. Right. You want to be aggressive on that. He's also not just your best base runner. He's one of the best base runners in baseball by making these. He makes calculated risk, right? That's what he does every time he's on the base path. That's why he ended up at third. He knew as soon as the ball went past him at first base, he was going to third. Everybody knew it.
The helmet was
off.
So that's the point. The point is, you're right. You can't be mad at him for being aggressive because that's what got him to third. The only thing you maybe want to question is him going back to the base.
So this was a killer.
Old school baseball.
You didn't force a throw, and you didn't get the runner to second. It was Manzardo, but you didn't get the runner to second, and you didn't force a throw home.
But old school baseball, you might take a Pete Rose shot at the catcher on the way in, lay your shoulder in him.
But how we scored a run yesterday? It was a play at the plate.
That's right.
We slid in and got the hand inside. It looked called out originally, right? And then video review told you that he was safe at home.
Right.
It's the same situation. You can fault him, I guess, on that for not at least pushing. Once you're already pushing the pace of the game and going on contact, to not continue that through, but maybe, I don't know. If it wasn't Manzardo, maybe he ends up on second instead of just getting to first.
Yeah, that was the one thing. I'm like, if it would have been anybody but Manzardo. And, Jose, you could see the look of just dejection. He's sitting there. He had the whole place worked into a lather, and I'm convinced they started opening up the turnstiles late in that game. They just let people in? Because all of a sudden, there were way more people at the end of that game when they were showing the stands.
They used to let people in after the 7th.
Why wouldn't you?
I would have let them in at the beginning.
It was not a sellout.
I don't know, man.
More on that a little bit later on.
I've stood out in left field on a Tuesday where there's 1,000 open seats in front of me, and if you go try and sit in one of those, they are telling you, Dorothy's telling you to get out of the seat.
Oh man, you got to go the way
they're open.
You got to go with the Cavs approach.
I'm talking about way back in the day.
Back in the day for the Cavs games, they had seat fillers down there when you had national television. They could have used some seat fillers yesterday. at the start of that game. Either way.
Yeah, they should have been busing schools in. Like, I can give you a million educational reasons why they could have
was
busted
out of school. They should have been there yesterday.
I know. The transportation would have been an issue. 216-474-0092. Russ in Euclid. Russ, what happened there? How'd they not get the run in?
Hey, Russ.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Okay, here's my problem with it. Go on first contact, but Vogt doesn't have anybody sitting on the bench who can lay down a frigging bunt. If you're going to go on first contact, how about a bunt up the first baseline? My gosh, I mean, he was a sitting duck.
Well, David Fry would have been nice to have. Unfortunately, not available.
I mean, Valera couldn't lay down a bunt. I mean, frankly, I was just glad they didn't bring up Chase DeLauder because I don't think that kid needed that pressure at this point in his lifetime.
Yeah, Russ. Well, no. Stay tuned. Later in the show, Owen's got a prescription for what ails the Guardians, and it might involve the kid.
But I don't care about the pressure today because everybody's under pressure.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's a reason you put him on the roster.
That's exactly right.
You know, that is. I thought about that yesterday because obviously, Noel, Rodriguez, there are a few holes in those swings yesterday. And this is where the second guessing, this is what we always do in baseball, especially like when the guys you use don't work out, especially come playoff time, we jump to the assumption that other guys would have worked out.
Wouldn't it have been nice to have Noel coming off the bench to try to hit a fly ball to get him into third?
Yeah, not off of Skubal, but anybody else. Maybe.
Well, no, Skubal was out.
Right,
I mean, it was at the end of the game. I would have rather had Noel at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And, I know we'll probably get into it a lot deeper, but I would have played Kafis the whole game.
Well, we're all going to say, like, how could it have been worse, right?
Yeah.
You know, and Owen, we were talking before the show.
But I've been saying that since he was in Columbus. So
I know. Yes, you have.
Yeah.
But Rodriguez, is he only playing yesterday? Is he only in that game yesterday because of what happened with the home run off them
on
last
Saturday?
time? Yeah, Saturday.
Trying to go with the hot bat.
They brought him up, and he came in, and he got it. He stroked the ball. He got a hold of it. And so, yeah.
And that felt like playoff pressure.
And not only does he come in and flail away at the best pitcher in baseball, right? Bad swings at pitches that were meant for him to swing bat at. He also routine pick up a ball in right field in the first inning, and he lets it tip off his glove. The guy ends up on second, and they end up getting the first run off of that because, it's a pressure game, and I get that you're trying to not overreact to the pressure, but the casualness of it all proved to be a killer, right? They end up winning the game by that one run.
Yeah.
Casualness, too. I did think, it's just a little thing. I also saw, Bo Naylor kind of trotting it out to first on a terrible at-bat. Yeah. Like, that's just not the time for this. It's the playoffs. Get these guys throwing the ball around. Put some pressure on them.
I think it was his last strikeout. Catcher dropped the ball.
Yeah,
didn't even make an attempt to go to first base.
We wondered about if there was a chance we could be in Skubal's head, and it was pretty clear, like the approach that they had. There was always do you want him to be aggressive maybe the first time through the order, then see such as the second time? Like, we're all playing rock, paper, scissors on this when a guy is in command, and when in the seventh inning, he's hitting 101 on the gun, and that place is as quiet as it could possibly be. That's what hurts so much about the Jose situation at the end is like, holy cow, we could steal one. And they kind of needed to steal one yesterday. But Baskin says keep hope alive.